Welcome to week 5 of LTT LHS this season. Today's an assessment day, so everybody get excited for that. But hopefully, as we continue to be consistent with our strength training, we will, we will continue to see gains. Maybe not linear, but continue to see gains as we assess. But let's go ahead and just get some mobility going. I think last time we did the assessment, in addition to not having audio, we did a pretty short warm-up. We'll do a little longer warm-up, just to make sure we're really ready to get the best out of these measurements. So go ahead and join me in a 90-90 position, just to start to get those hips and ankles to move a little bit. Equipment-wise today, dumbbells, a bench or a step or a chair to put your rear leg on for Bulgarian split squats, and a wall, assuming everyone has one of those, and if you have them, bands, because we'll just do some side step movements as well. Go ahead and switch sides, starting to feel these hips open up a little bit. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. We were down visiting my parents, which was lovely. Got back last night. All the flights were on time, so that was just grand. Okay, when you feel your hips are moving, move into tabletop position with your shoulders over your wrists. Drop your belly, lift your head and tailbone for cow. Exhale. Push the middle back up for cat. And let's cycle through a few of those. If other movements like big barrel rolls are better, go ahead. Whatever works for you to get that back feeling limber. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, pause for a moment in downward facing dog, pedal out your feet, and then take that right leg, bring it forward, and twist. Plant the hand back down, back to downward facing dog, other side. Let's do 5 on each side. Two. Three. I'm excited to say that the audience for this video series is expanding beyond LTT, so Jim Burns, if you're doing this, good on you. Keep up with the strength training. All right, last one. And I'll come to plank. There's some flags. So he'll be, so we'll have folks watching the videos. So, flag, you'll go to plank, and just side to side. Waking up the arms, waking up the core. I'm rotating my feet. So just getting a little side to side movement, waking up the sides of our bodies. Last one on this side. Back to plank, to downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. And one vertebra at a time, roll on up. Continue to loosen our quads. You can, if you want to be near a wall, you can, but hopefully you can balance this, but flamingos. So reaching up, to try to grab your foot. If you want to tip a little bit, go for that. Yeah, we'll do 5 on each side. 1, 2, waking up our nervous system to make us balance. 3, nice stretch in the quads. 4, and 5. And now bring the hips up to your chest and give a squeeze. Ooh, hello, balance. 5 each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now take your arms. Oh, it's a cold morning here in New England. Reach around. Hug your shoulder blades. I'm just alternating which arm goes on top. And then whatever other top to bottom motion you like. Just bringing some movement, still fairly controlled, to our shoulders. Hopefully that's warming everybody up. Let's make sure we're warm by doing some hops. So again, we're still going fairly easy when it comes to anything plyometrics, but we'll continue to build. Let's just get some time with hops in. If you feel good there, spread your feet out. So I've got the left foot forward and I'm going to switch. And switch. And switch. Okay, great. Pause. We'll move into more targeted movement prep, where we'll do lighter variations of each of the 4 exercises that we'll be assessing. So we'll start out very easy, a little harder, and then we'll get to it. So join me on the ground in plank, and we are just going to plank for 15 seconds. Not hard, just reminding our body what it feels like to be in this position, because hopefully folks will be in this position for quite a while and rest. Come down to your knees. So on push-ups, if you can do 10 push-ups on your toes, just give me 5 push-ups on your knees. So just, again, should not be overly stressful, just waking things up. If you have a ways to go with your push-ups, you can also do a bench press with your weights lighter, again, waking up the muscles here. Air squats, 10 air squats. Feel free to explore. We'll have 2 more rounds of this kind of squat warm-up before the real assessment, so just make sure everything's moving the way you want it to. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And good mornings. Place your hands gently behind your ears, and 10 regular good mornings. 1, 2, still waking everything up. Now it's the back of the body, particularly the hamstrings and the glutes that are coming to life. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. We'll do slightly more difficult variations of that. 2 more times. So take whatever you want to do to get, particularly, your chest, arms, core going, what you do for push-ups. If you want to do bench press from the ground, you can do that. I'm going to stick with push-ups, still just doing 5. I'm going to try to be a little more, on my knees, I'm going to try to be a little more explosive. So let's wake up our push-up muscles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now plank, just 20 seconds. That was 10. You might be regretting your large breakfast. Drop, switch. I could feel that bagel in my stomach right now. No one to blame but myself for that. So we will do forward lunges. We will do 8 each side, alternating. You could also, if these are bad for your knee, you can do reverse lunges. Front knee. So I have pre-cut bagels. So we had a LTT discussion on bagels. I did not risk my digits in any way this morning by having a pre-cut bagel. If anyone is out there right now with a bagel in hand, with a knife pointing towards your hand, stop it and go put it on a cutting board with your hand above the knife, not below. Last one. Great. And then staggered stance deadlifts. Still no weight. We'll introduce a little bit of weight next time. So 8 each side. Tip of the hip, back leg is just for balance. And waking up, single leg. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch. 1, 2, 3. So for those of you on the video that hear me like in the middle of a conversation, there's the live Sunday morning 8 a.m. session in my ear. So if you wonder why all of a sudden I started talking about bagels, it's because we're having a conversation on bagels. And 8. All right, 30 more seconds of hops. Move around, whatever feels good for you. Like we're kids again, maybe some jumping jacks. Waking up those calves and ankles, all the way up the body, the cardiovascular system. It's so good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay. We'll cycle through that one more time. Again, a little bit more difficult, all still a warm-up for our assessment though. So when you're ready, meet me back on the ground. And we will start with a plank. We'll go for 25 seconds, starting now. Pick whatever plank you'll be using to assess. And I know this is hard, but can you make it harder? So you might just be trying to have as little effort as possible in it, but can you actually engage your legs, your glutes, all the way through your core, your arms, rest. Think about that in your planks. Can you irradiate tension? Because that makes it harder, that makes it more beneficial. Okay, push-ups. This time, so I did 5 before each set. I'm going to go to 8. If you were a push-up machine, go a little longer, enough to get yourself warmed up. And let's go with some force as we come back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. Back on our feet. So here, if you'd like to grab a weight, we'll still be doing staggered stance squats. So I've got my left leg forward. I just have a weight in the front, and I'm doing 8. This is our last warm-up set before we get to the real thing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And switch. 1. Front knee tracks over toe. 2. Rear foot's for balance. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Rest for a moment. Hopefully so you can hear me, breathing a little heavier. Not tired, but systems are firing. Now we'll do single leg deadlift. If you're going on one foot, which I hope you will, because we want to test balance as much as we want to test strength, feel free to join me there. You can go unweighted or a significantly lighter weight than you do in your test. And let's, again, do 8. You can also still do the staggered stance if one-legged is just, if you're falling over every single one. So let's do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Other side. The more single leg work we do, hopefully it becomes, the balance starts to come easier. 1. Can you go through a whole set without putting your foot down? 2. 3. 4. 5. 3 more. 6. 7. And 8. Okay. Good work. If there's anything else that you feel needs some mobility, needs some motion, now's your time. Because otherwise, we are going to get into our assessment. So the conversation live is on nerve flossing. I've done a little bit of that, I think, with a PT, maybe around a neck, but I have not, would not be an expert that I could say anything, but I think there's probably enough folks who've been through physical therapy that would be able to talk about nerve flossing. Maybe I'll do some research and come back next time. So why don't we start out this assessment with our push-ups. So we've got the upper body warmed up. Hopefully you remember what you did last time. Target going beyond that. Want to make sure that we're keeping good form. So once you're starting to just like get yourself up in any way possible, that's it. These are strict push-ups. Make them as pretty as possible. So I will do a count. It may get a little hard to hear as I struggle through the higher numbers in my set, but then I'll keep going up to a count of 25 for people and see how far you go. And if you can do more than that, God damn it, you make all the cyclists proud. Okay, high on your toes, high on your hands. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'll pause in case people are still going, but that's great. This is such a good exercise for us as cyclists as we try to, we hold ourselves up on the bike. So these are not muscles we want to neglect. So we can all aspire to get to triple digits someday. But remember the number you did, so we can keep building on that. All right. Hopefully you've had a moment to recover. So join me on your feet. We're moving into the single leg deadlifts. And so pick the weight that you would like. Again, I am trying for single leg. I am accepting that it may not be pretty, but I'm trying not to have my foot touch the ground. I'm making sure my hips are pointed to the ground. I'm not rotating open. You can do 2 weights, which is actually what I'm going to do. You can do 2 weights in your hand. Make it a little more even. You can do 1 weight, a little more balanced challenge. Just remember what you've done. So, okay, let's go for single leg deadlifts. Pick which side you want to start on. I'm starting with my left leg planted. And let's go. I think everybody does their own pace, so I will not be counting this out loud. Try not to let that back sag. If I'm not going to utter failure, I'm going to the point where I can't keep good form. I'm really trying to remember from the last time, where did I fatigue? Did I fatigue early? Did I fatigue later? I'm just trying to push out that sensation of, wow, I'm tired. A few more reps each time. keep going. What all this may tell you is you don't have heavy enough weights at home, in which case this becomes a little more of a balance exercise, but that's okay. So as we're assessing, I would try to up the weight a bit. Really, as we think about the lighter weights, we are kind of using those to build, to get the muscles used to doing this. But the intent is that we're trying to lift heavier weight. So if your question is, do I want to do more reps or more weight? I think for these, try to do whatever additional weight you can do safely in your home. Because this is LHS. This is lift heavy shit. Again, because we really want to put as much weight as we can safely handle into our hands. Okay, hopefully you've made it through your left leg or your first leg. You know what weight you're doing. And let's move to the other side. Can you at least match that? If you can't, that tells you something. And if you are way stronger on one leg versus the other, keep doing this single leg stuff, please. I feel like balance is not the same between these legs. Keep going, whatever you think you have. Again, to do safely, balance, and strength in this one beautiful exercise. With all the Black Friday deals, is now your time to maybe get some more weights, get them on sale. Okay. Great, well done. Do whatever you need to come back to life after that. It needs a little stretch of the hamstrings. Don't worry, we'll do plank before we do our Bulgarian split squat, so you have a moment for your legs to recover. Not really. I am going to put a timer here. Hopefully you can see it. I'm going to run the timer for 5 minutes. I'll call out the time. Remember what you did last time and try to at least do that this time. So pick whatever position you are using for your assessment and go. Now, so this concept of irradiating tension, okay, maybe right now when we're just trying to hold this as long as possible, making it harder, well, it's probably in our body's best interest, maybe not in our competitiveness best interest. But as you think about, what are the muscles you at minimum have to use here? Sure, we've got our core. I feel my quads, keeping my legs straight. I feel a bit of my upper arms and chest hanging in this position. But Next time you're in a plank, challenge yourself. Can you tighten your calves, your hamstrings, your glutes? Your core is already tight, but can you really pin it in? Can you be pressing up against the ground with your arms, in my case for my elbows, versus just settled into the bones? That's gonna make one hell of a high quality plank. Irradiating tension. Jen and I started using this app called Ride Strong. That was advertised. Followed us around on Instagram for a little bit. Kate Courtney appears to be using it. And that was one of the concepts they talked about, which I really like. You'll also say that I think this is great or I hate it because I will incorporate some of the exercises in. Okay, we have been in plank for 2 minutes now. Well done. This is not easy. I'm not able to talk as much now, so I will continue focused on my plank as the clock continues to tick towards 5 minutes. Two and a half. Perhaps you said I'm going to 2.5. Can you go further? Can you make it to 3? Can you make it to 3.5? Stay with us. Be strong. You've done harder things. You've done much harder things than this. Three minutes. 3 minutes down. The clock is going to 5. This is not harder than a ramp test. Oh, those ramp test numbers at the top, those are hard. Keep that going. Keep yourself going. We've got 3.5 minutes done. Clock's going to 5. Can you stay all the way until 5? A lot of this, I think, like when I do a ramp test, I certainly have a number in my head. And shame on me if I put that number too low versus what I can handle. So stretch that number a little further than what you think you actually can do. 4 minutes. 4 minutes down. Can you make it to 5? I think you can. I think you can. I'll count us down every 15 seconds. This is 4:15. Your body is one straight line, heel to the top of your head, holding it straight. There's probably a lot of shaking going on. That's natural. 4.5. We're past 4.5. No one said this would be easy. Riding up mountains isn't easy. Kicking ass on Zwift isn't easy. Staying strong as we age isn't easy, but we do it. 4:45. Can you make it another 15 seconds? Can you make it another 10 seconds? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was 5 minutes. Well done. Well done, folks. How did you do versus last time? How did you do versus what you think you could do? Would love to know how that came out for you. Or maybe you're still going. You're like, April, 5 minutes is child's play. Love it. So what I'm going to suggest, once you've had a moment to recover from the planks, I'm just doing a setup. I'm just doing 2 Bulgarian split squats each side, just to set up, just to remind my legs what we're doing. So in terms of where I put my feet, I've got my butt crease at the edge of the bench, stepping forward on one leg, lifting the other. If this stretches so much that it botches up your back, you can go to something lower, or you could do staggered stance squats. And I just want to remind my body what this feels like. Nothing to be scared of, but that's the movement that we're looking for. Tiny bit of a lean forward, knee tracks over toes. And do that on the other side, reminding our bodies, ooh, what it can do. All right, so again, these, as much weight as you can safely do. We are not going to all-out failure. We are going to a point where we can't hold form, or we kind of feel like we did 4 weeks ago, as in, okay, this is enough, like enough's enough, and that's fine. And so I realize with a max attempt, you're kind of guessing what weight you can handle, but we have the interplay of weights plus reps. So I've got a couple dumbbells. I'm gonna start with my left leg. So in terms of the number of reps you want to target, see what you, if you know what you did last time, that's your benchmark. If this is the first time you're doing an assessment, maybe 10. What weight do you think you can hold for 10 with perfect form? And if not, this one I think is this is an exercise that pretty quickly tells you if you've got your weight, wrong. Again, if you are feeling pain, stop. If things are twisting in a way they should not, stop. Do this safely, and like I said, your backup, if the Bulgarian is not working for you, is a staggered stance. So let's go ahead and get into it. I think everybody goes at their own pace, so I'm going to not count. But yeah, I have picked weights that I'm pretty sure I can do 10, but I know it's going to get uncomfortable shortly. Try to be going straight up and down, not wobbling all around on the way up. If you start to get a lot of discomfort somewhere that you don't think you should, your hip, your rear knee, stop, come back to this another time. Keep going until you feel like you've tapped out. And then when you're done, take a seat on your bench. You pull that working leg in. Maybe put it across your knee, get a nice stretch through the glute down the side of the leg. Move the hip in the socket. Yeah, and if you're still going, next time try heavier weights so you tap out a little sooner. So let's get into our other side. Can you do the same on this side with the same form and have it feel the same way? Let's go ahead. if you're like up past 20 now, that's your clue next time to up the weights a bit. And if you finished on that side, take a seat on the chair or bench you're using. Move your femur around in the hip socket. Cross your ankle over the opposite knee to give yourself a little stretch. And well done. Second assessment done. But we've got an hour, we're not done yet. We've got another 15 minutes or so. We won't go crazy, but we'll make it worthwhile. So we're gonna do 2 sets of upper body exercises. You want a lighter weight and a medium heavy weight. First exercise will be bent over flies. So I have my lightest dumbbells, gentle bend in the knees, body is as close to parallel to the ground as possible, and we just lift our dumbbells. We're going for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Grab a heavier set that you can overhead press with. You're gonna see me kneeling. You can kneel if your legs are tired, or if you'll go out of the video screen if you don't. So 10 overhead presses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, bicep curls. We'll do a set of bicep curls, and then we'll cycle through that again, but swap in tricep instead. So, I've got a heavyish weight for bicep curls, but whatever you're doing, let's build those guns. What I found when I did a DEXA scan was that bone health was good, but leg and spine bones were a lot stronger, or a lot denser than arm bones. So that is a reminder that even though we are cyclists, we do not skip arm day. 2 more. Good work. Okay, let's go through that one more time. Grab your lighter weights and bent over fly. Really squeeze at the top. Each time you get to the top, give a little squeeze. 1, squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Overhead press. Grab that heavier weight. Again, we're going for 10. 1. Core is engaged. ribs are not flaring out too much. Seven, we're going to 10. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, triceps. If your weights are lighter, you can do tricep kickbacks. If your weight's a bit heavier, over your head, and we do, again, don't let your ribs flare, keep your core engaged. We're just doing 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Okay. Hopefully our maybe legs are feeling a little recovered from our assessment efforts. But let's get those extra leg muscles engaged. So you will want your wall, or in my case, I'm going to use this lifted up to lean against. You'll want your your bench. You want a weight. So let's just start with calf raises. A little different from what we're doing, which have a bit of a lean forward. Ooh, that does not seem as stable as it was last time. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. So I want you to lean a bit. So I'm on my left leg, my right leg's in the air, and press forward. We're doing this for 10. Nice and slow. So the bending forward means we just have a little more range of motion in our calf. We're extending down a little further. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11. Okay, we'll do 11. Other side. Left knee high, right leg working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, and one more to grow on. 11. Great. Okay. Next. Okay, onto the ground. And you're going to put the ball of your foot on the bench or chair or step that you've been using, and we'll be doing single leg bridges. So you're up like this. You can also just do this on the ground. Obviously elevating your leg makes it harder. So we're going down for 2, up for 2, down for 2, we're going for 10, up for 2. No weight, this feels hard enough without it. 5, halfway. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Rest for a moment, switch legs, and we go again for 10. So up, 1, up, 2, up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew, okay, good. Come on up. Grab a dumbbell on the heavier side. Hold a 9 either end. And join me in a staggered stance squat. So you're gonna feel this in your quad, and we're gonna rotate to the right and to the left. And to the right and to the left. 5 slow rotations each side. That was 3. 4. 5. Whew. Other side. Same thing. Drop into a split squat, hold that weight, and we rotate. One. Lots of things going on here. 2. Legs working, arms working. Really looking for rotational control. 4. 1 more. And 5. Whew, okay. Put that weight down, grab those bands or band, and place it around. You can do it if you have wonky knees, it goes above your knees. If you've got healthy knees, it's on your shins, and we're gonna sidestep. So we're really firing up the side of the body. Debbie, I love these. Thank you so much for these bands. We're just gonna step back and forth. I want you to feel down the side of your thighs. I want you to be crouched low enough that you're feeling it in your glutes as well. But just side to side. All right, when you've evened it out, rest. We'll do that one more time. Okay. 4 exercises, hitting all around our legs and getting some rotation in. Back to our calf raises. If you want a little variety, you can bend your knee a bit more, but leaning against your wall, and we go for 10. I will count to 10 this time, not some number that is not 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. Keep that other knee up. Nice and controlled. Make this as hard as it can be. So you're pressing against that wall or whatever you're leaning on. 6, 7, 8, onto your backs. For single leg bridges, again on the ground. If you don't have a suitable bench to put yourself on, lift one leg, and let's press for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, grab that heavy weight. Split stance squat with rotation, 5 each side. Can you get a little lower than last time? Can you get the weight out a little further? 1, 2, 3, a little lower, 4, and 5. Okay, switch sides. We finish off the side. We do our banded sidewalk, and then we stretch. So get that weight down, get that butt down. We twist. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Whew, okay. Weight down, band on. Figure out where it sits best for you, and let's shuffle. Really feel that. Your legs have done a lot today, even though it's not been as many sets or reps. We've been going very hard. All right. Keep it up. We have another 10 seconds, and then we have nothing but glorious stretching for the day. 3, 2, 1. Good work, team. All right, let's stretch those quads. I'm holding on because I really want to get into the stretch versus trying to balance, just stretching that quad. When you're ready, switch sides. Try to relax into it. Let that hip lengthen, let that quad stretch. And whatever you're holding on to, open up that shoulder, open up that chest. Feel a nice stretch through your armpit, down to your elbow. When you're ready, other side. I'll do a glute stretch. I'm going to take a very gentle, easy version, which is a seated figure 4. So I've got my left ankle over my right knee, and I'm leaning forward enough to get a good stretch all through that left glute left hip, back of the left thigh. You can do this on your back. You can do half pigeon or full pigeon pose. Switch sides. This hip is always tighter, so I don't move. I don't collapse over it as easily. And now on your feet, lean forward, and just hang ragdoll, where you've got your hands on opposite elbows, using gravity to lengthen your spine, extend the stretch in the back of your legs. And plant your hands on the ground, walk forward to down dog, using this as a calf stretch. You may want to plant one foot and really press the weight into it to get a good stretch through that calf muscle. Then forward to plank, down to your belly, and whatever back stretch suits you. It might be Sphinx, which is your elbows. Nice gentle stretch, or you might lift up onto your hands for Cobra, but just bending the back in the opposite direction. And that's it. Well done, everybody. Hopefully you're seeing some progress or identifying areas where you need progress. We'll continue to assess regularly over the course of the winter. But now, get some carbs, get some protein, and enjoy the rest of your day.